Welcome back. You're still watching Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. And now to our interview with the guest of the day. I am now joined by Kalejaye Adeboye Paul, the All Progressives Congress APC candidate for House of Representatives in Ajeromi Feludu Federal Constituency of Lagos State. He's a grassroots mobilizer who has served as special advisor in the administration of former governors Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Babatunde Raji Fashola in Lagos State. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening, viewers and people from Ajeromi Feludu Federal Constituency. I say good evening. I say good evening. I say good evening.
All right. I'm sure they can hear you. All right. Now, can you share your mission for wanting to serve in the Green Chambers for Ajeromi Feludu Federal Constituency?
Well, first and foremost, let me say that it's been my desire to be in the parliament. And this agitation has started for quite a long time. I'm a man who is given to having a voice for the voiceless. Even as student union activist, I've been a voice for the people. And post, tertiary education, I've also been involved in Nigerian Union of Journalists, Nigerian Union of Teachers, politics. I've been on, and my agitation, my desire to always speak for the people has always been there. But predominantly, what I intend to do now is to ensure that the place called Ajeromi Feludu Federal Constituency is a mini Nigeria. And what do I mean by calling the place a mini Nigeria? This is a place where all the tribes, all the ethnic nationalities in Nigeria are present. You have the Yorubas in large, percentage. You have the Hausas, you have the Igbos, you have the Biobios, you have the Shekiris, you have the Efik, and all kind of nationality that lives in this community. So it's a place to test the unity and development of Nigeria. Because any development you do in Ajeromi Feludu Federal Constituency, you have done to every Nigeria, because every Nigerian is represented in that community. And I also believe that the previous people who have served in the National Assembly, particularly the House of Reps, have done their bits. I commend the effort of my serving Honorable Kolawole Taiwo, who has done so well. But it's just that there must be a change of baton, and then we must also have a fresh idea. And I also know that he has commenced some developmental project, which is called the Constituency Project. My first mission is to ensure that those projects are well completed. Then go ahead to also ensure that I play in the polity of the National Assembly. And playing the polity of National Assembly means that you must also be able to integrate yourself into the national politics. In the National Assembly, the politics is not about regional politics alone, it's not about tribal politics, it's about national politics. So you must also align yourself with the national politics, which is first and foremost one of the reasons why I also want to serve. And in doing this, everybody aggregates what comes to his own constituency in terms of development. So I intend to bring to Ajeromi Feludu people all that is desired, all that is necessary, all that is their rights and privileges as citizens of this country.
All right. I understand this is your fourth attempt on this mission and that you've been asked to step down on different occasions, one in 2011, in 2015, and 2019. Tell us what really happened.
What happened? It's about a politics that we play in our party, a politics of ensuring that we have organization. We have people, we are governed by some parameters. At the first instance when I was asked to step down, I was still serving in the cabinet of Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola. Okay. And then leadership believed that I should continue in cabinet rather than go to the parliament. So there is no time I've been completely shortchanged. It's just that my desire to move to the parliament. Of course, they feel that my potentials are more useful in the executive then. And then so I was deprived the first time. The second time I was asked to give room for the first timer who was representing us to do a second term, which of course is reasonable. And the last one, I was deprived because somebody who also have had much more experience in the politics of the parliament, was also running with me. And in the wisdom of our party, they felt that he's been deputy speaker in the Lagos State House of Assembly. I'm going to take a fresh shot in the parliament. And they feel he's more experienced. They'd asked me to give way, and I did. But there is no point, there is no time have been so deprived, as it were, in quotes, that have lost interest in the party. I'd always remain a party member, a loyalist of that party for that matter, and I always work assiduously for the success of the party. So that explains why, I'm lucky this time around. And though I still won my primaries very clearly and distinctly, but all the same, I must say that I'm appreciative that the party has given me the ticket this time around, and it's never late. Maybe they were wanting me to wait for my boss.
Is it that the party gave you this ticket because they're trying to reward you for your loyalty and commitment, rather than maybe because you're credible, you're fit to run, and you can deliver to the people of Jeremy Federal Constituency?
First of all, you want to look at my pedigree. And in your intro, you did introduce me as somebody who has served. I've served the government of Lagos State very assiduously, and I've served the cabinet of Lagos State. I served cabinet of Lagos State for 6.5 years. I have a wealth of experience. I've also served as chairman and CEO of Lagos Ferry Services. I pioneered the Lagos Ferry Services. And the world-class boat, ferries you see on Lagos waterways today were purchased during my tenure. I began a revolution of the water transportation. So it means that I'm experienced. So it's not a reward for having been patient. I also told you I won my primaries. And I won my primaries by almost over 80-90% of the other contestants. I contested with 3 other people. I won. So it's about my integrity. It's about my potentials. It's about my credibility. It's about loyalty. It's about my ability. It's about my, everything that has to do with me. Don't forget, I'm a trained teacher. I'm a journalist. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a filmmaker. I'm an actor. I'm a businessman.
All right.
I pack everything that has to do with, I've gone to school severally, and I'm still in school. I'm currently completing my PhD program in public administration. So I've always been there.
All right, Mr. Kalajaye, when we come back from this break, we will talk about your pedigree. But for now, let's take a quick break. I'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Politics Tonight, and I still have with me Mr. Kalajaye Adeboye Paul. He is the All Progressives Congress APC candidate for House of Representatives in Jeremy Federal Constituency of Lagos State. All right, let's go on. You've served in various capacities as Special Advisor on Rural Development during Tinubu's administration and Special Advisor on Rural Development during Fashola's tenure. Now, how do you intend to channel your political wealth of experience into good representation?
First and foremost, I've said it earlier on, and it's important to emphasize this, that there is no politics of isolation in National Assembly. There's what is called the National Caucus. There's what is called the Regional Caucus. There's what's called the State Caucus. First and foremost, for me to align myself with the various caucuses, because that's where you can get things done. We have 360 people in the Federal House of Representatives. It also shows you that it's a configuration of people of intellectual capacity, of different diverse experience. So I need to bear my experience. You also want to understand that even in the National Assembly, in the various committees that are appointed, your pedigree comes to play. Your experience comes to play. So I have had experience in rural development. I've had experience in business. I've had experience in journalism. I have experience in so many fields. So I hope, and I'm looking forward, that I'll be able to serve in good committees. When I say good committees that are relevant to my experience. And then from there on, I can impact, first and foremost, on the nation. Because your impact first is on the nation. I can join in ensuring that we make good laws for the country. And I gave an example that I believe that the aviation industry needs some better attention. The idea of people staying in the airport for 3, 10, 5, 6 hours, and then you just have they have shifted your flight to so time, and you wait there endlessly. My last trip to Abuja, it was an 8 o'clock flight. We were not, airlifted until about 12:30 a.m. Yes, they may have problems, but we need to examine the laws that governs the aviation industry. So I intend to use my experience to make good laws, first and foremost, to tap the potential that is available in the national for my people. For instance, I know there is also the national quota. I know there is also scholarship schemes. You have the Federal Scholarship Board. Who are those benefiting from those scholarships? I've not seen anybody from Ajegunle benefiting. So I intend to dig into those areas where I can also get employment for my people. I've not seen any Ajegunle person who is in any federal appointment. We have graduates, we have people who are well learned, we have young people who need work. So I intend to do that. I also know that there is a facility lying fallow in Nigeria, in Federal Constituency. The former press that was used as Nigerian press, the facility is still lying fallow there. And then what they do there now is ceremonies. Can't we deploy it to better use? Can't we have a big scale acquisition center where people can develop skills and do well for themselves and for the nation? Those are some of the things.
In that regard, how would you rate the kind of support you're getting from the people of Ajeromi Federal Constituency?
Without exaggeration, I must thank the people of Ajeromi Federal Constituency. I had a rally 3 days ago. It was unprecedented. I've been in politics for close to over 30, 40 years of my life. I've never seen that kind of rally. I've never seen people troop out to identify with the All Progressives Congress as a party and to identify with me and other candidates of the All Progressives Congress. The people of Ajeromi is a cosmopolitan place, is a place where we have the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, and I see that the voting is cutting across tribal sentiments. People are beginning to look at what do you want to offer them. I've issued out and have distributed over 50,000 pamphlets of my brochure.
Well, would you agree that PDP has a stronghold in that constituency? How do you intend to break through, to overpower that?
It must also interest you to know that the current member of the House of Representatives is an APC member. The PDP had an inroad during the Jonathan's administration. And all of us are privileged to know what happened then. Never will that happen again. Lagos is predominantly an APC state. Ajeromi, Ifelodun Federal Constituency, is predominantly an APC state. What happened then was an aberration. And of course, the local government is being governed by APC, and you need to see the massive development that is going on in Nigeria. If you get to people, I invite friends. When I say I live in Ajegunle, I was born in Ajegunle. I live in Ajegunle, have businesses, empires in Ajegunle, and I live there, I stay there, I eat with the people, I dine with the people. I'm a grassroots person. And I need to let you know that in that place, we don't play tribal sentiment. We don't play tribal politics. So I want to say that gone are the days when the PDP had a stench of it. Since democracy, advent of democracy, that was the only ones that PDP had an inroad. And then we cannot explain the circumstance. But I tell you that the people are predominantly APC supporters.
All right. Of all the many challenges bedeviling your constituency, Ajeromi Federal, predominantly is the issue of road infrastructure. How do you intend to go about this?
But I can tell you that as we speak today, we don't have too much challenge in terms of road infrastructure. Governor Sanwo-Olu has just constructed a highway, a high street called the Mbakadoso. That was a major street. In Ajeromi Felodun today, we have 4 major high streets that cut across both Ajeromi and Ifelodun. And I tell you that the local government chairmen are doing so well in terms of, constructing the access roads. There is so much interlinkages between the various, inner roads and the high streets. That does not say that we have everything that we need in terms of road infrastructure. We still need more. And I also will, join hands with the local government chairman, join hands with the state government, and then follow up with my constituency project to ensure that we have more roads. But what I see as a major challenge in Nigeria, me, federal consistency, is about the need for the potentials of the people to be harnessed. And today, we are predominantly sports people. We are predominantly people who are doing well in games. We are predominantly people who are doing well in music.
All right.
That's where you have our strength majorly. And as I speak with you, there is the Makana Stadium being constructed by the government of Ayola Fatai. It's massive. It's a dream for Ajeromi Fellow Federal Constituency. And under this administration, the job is like 90% completed. So people will have a place to display energy. And I speak with you, there are schools, all major schools in Ajeromi Fellow enjoy the various like a mini stadium. You have sporting activities in most of our schools there, even in primary schools. So we have had people who are visionaries, who are doing well. And I intend to join hand to pick it from where they are. And then we can work in harmony and move Ajeromi Fellow Federal Constituency forward.
All right. You dedicated your book titled Undeterred, The Pendulum Swings, to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who you call your political mentor. Yeah. Now, what do you think Nigerians stand to gain from his presidency?
Okay. I was having a side discussion before we came in. And I said, we'll be very lucky, and I pray we are lucky, as Nigerians to have an Asiwaju presidency. I have worked with him. I've seen him in action, and I know that he's a visionary leader. One thing you give to Asiwaju is that Asiwaju will create abundance. And you cannot fight poverty under, what we call very meager opportunities. It will create more opportunities in terms of, first and foremost, plugging the loopholes. I believe there are so much loopholes in terms of our revenue generation. Remember what he did in Lagos, generate revenue generation from 600 million to about 6 billion before he left. That's where everybody has picked it up from. The problem in Nigeria is, first of all, to create abundance, block loopholes, and then ensure even distribution of national resources. It's important for us to move forward. You also want to understand an Asiwaju personality. An Asiwaju personality is a man who taps from the avalanche of materials, human and material resources that is available for him to use. And that was some people were saying that, why is he delegating questions to people? Why is he not answering all the questions? He's not an island unto himself, for God's sake. He's going to make use of people of pedigree, people of high integrity, because it's a collective government. Though the buck stops on his table, but then you need good people. You need intelligent people. You need dynamic people. You need good potential to be able to harness the problems that we have in Nigeria and turn it to prosperity. So an Asiwaju is a team player. Take it or leave it. He's a team player. He's not a man, he's not a dictatorial leader. He's a man who consults widely. So I feel and I know that Nigerians will be happy having an Asiwaju president.
Lastly, before we go, how then will you rate his chances of winning this 2023 presidential election?
Well, is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and others, simply put. Okay, who are those campaigning? The man is campaigning all over the nation.
Well, we have other presidential candidates also campaigning.
You cannot match his campaign with others. You can count the number of states he has visited. You can count the overwhelming response of the people. Look at the stampede in Kano. Look at what happened in other states he has visited. So it also shows that it's not just about Asiwaju alone. It's about a collectivity of people who are right thinkers and right doers, who are beginning to feel that this problem of Nigeria, we must tackle, we must, face it headlong. And we're looking for a round peg in a round hole. So Asiwaju is a round peg in a round hole. So I'm sure that we are going to benefit. And I say that his chances are the best amongst all other contestants. I do not see he's going to come first, very clearly, and you have a distant second and a distant third. I don't know of others. But I tell you that he's putting in all that is needed. He's putting resources together, both human and materials, and then he's putting energy. He's putting vigor. He's putting all that it takes to win an election. And I see him winning.
All right.
by the
Thank
grace
you
of
very
God.
much, Mr. Kalejaye Adeboye Paul. Thank you for coming on Politics Tonight. He is the APC candidate for House of Representatives to the Ajeromi Felodo Federal Constituency of Lagos State. Thank you very much for coming on Politics Tonight.
Thank you very much. And
right.
viewers, good night.
And thank you very much for watching. That's all we have on Politics Tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I am Olajumoke Olatuji. Goodbye.